Come on, get your head right.
Good morning, all my friends. How are y'all doing today? This is Pastor John. Hope you're super blessed. We're picking up in for our Jesus coffee today in John chapter 6, verses 10 and 11. Let me just recap what's going on. The people have been following Jesus for a few days and maybe even a week or more, and he saw that they were hungry. He wanted to help them because Jesus always wants to help people. Amen. I'm glad he wants to help people. And now he just talked to Philip, and then there's Andrew made a quick appearance there too as well. And here we go. He's going to be answering them right now about how they're going to feed everybody. And there's about 5,000 people there. So let us continue, and we're going to be reading here, if I can get to it. All right, so chapter 6, verse 10. Listen or read along with me. The book of John. Then Jesus said, "Make the people sit down." Now there was much grass in that place, so the men sat down in number of about 5,000. Verse 11. And Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed them to the disciples, and the disciples to those sitting down, and likewise as the fish, as much as they wanted. So let's first of all get back to exactly what is going on here. Jesus is taking care of the needs of people. And what I love about this is that Jesus wasn't hurried, he wasn't panicked, he wasn't thinking, oh, I don't know how we're going to pull this thing off. He wasn't at all in a mindset that was like it couldn't get done. That's how Jesus really is. No matter what you're going through, he's got it. No matter what your problem, what your situation, what your need, what you have to accomplish, Jesus has it. And he's going to figure out a way. He already has an answer. It's just a matter of being faithful to him. Now, another good point here is that he is the good shepherd. You know, it says here, there's a very good note I ran across in Psalm 23, 1 and 2. It speaks that he makes me lie down in green pastures. So he was actually living out that right there in front of them, making them sit down in green pastures and be their need being met right then and there. How awesome is that? And then in Psalms 23, 5 and 6, it says this: "You prepare a table for me, you anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over, I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." So what's so cool about that is that he not only had them sit down, he's serving them food. Awesome. Now, so the Lord blessed them, as we're going to see, over and beyond what they ever dreamed possible. That's how he blesses. That's how he works. That's how he does it. He doesn't just bless you a little bit and say, okay, well, you deserve this because you've only been this good. No, he super blesses you. When you love the Lord and you go for the Lord and you live for the Lord, you live in a place where he just doesn't bless you, he super blesses you. He even told David, I gave you everything you asked for. King David in the Old Testament, I give you everything you asked for, and if you would have asked for more, I would have given you more. I love that. So think about it. Don't be thinking, oh, I'm just going to ask for this little thing. Oh, it's this little. No, you're a child of the King. Come on now. Don't just go weak on God. He's saying, think big, ask big, dream big. So everyone, this point is so powerful. Everyone under his authority were fed to the fullest possible. So if you sat down, Jesus said, everyone sit down. If you sat down and you waited for the food and you did it his way, you did things his way, you were super blessed where you couldn't eat any more. There was so much fish There was so much bread. You were so full. You were just like, oh, I need a nap. Oh, like we feel after going to a buffet. Well, when we did, go to buffets. I miss buffets. Anyone else miss buffets? Yeah. So the people who obeyed were blessed. To obey is to get blessed. To obey is to get blessed. If you stay in submission to God and you obey, you will see His hand of blessing naturally bless you. Because that's how He works, that's how He moves. So another thing is Jesus gave thanks for what He did have before there was more provided. Oh, that's good. Think about it. How many times do we want something new, something better, something bigger, something we don't have, something that someone else has, whether it's church, car, family, work, whatever. You got to start being thankful for what you do have. Sometimes we think, oh, all the stuff I need, all the things I have to do, all the ways I need to improve my life. If I just was more healthy, if I just I had a better house, if my car worked better, if my kids were this and that, if whatever. You could go on and always find something in your life that you wish was different. But your blessing begins when you start with being appreciative for what you do have. I mean, sometimes you just got to be like Susanna Wesley, Charles and John Wesley's mother, who started the Methodist Church. She didn't have a prayer room. She just had an apron, and every time she needed to go to God, she'd go in the bathroom and toss the apron over her head and pretend she was alone and there was no kids in the house. She's raising like 10 kids. I'm just saying, she used what she had. I'm sure she was thankful for that apron. You got to be thankful for what you have before you're going to get more. And Jesus Himself thanked God for those fish and that little bit of bread and fish. He thanked God for that because he was very glad to have something to work with. If you don't give Jesus something to work with, He's not going to work with you on anything. He's just not going to provide everything. You got to provide what you're part of it. Give Him something to work with. And be thankful for what you have. That's a good message. Be thankful for what you have. So the miracle happened in Jesus' hands, not in the distribution. Another good point. The miracle that happened here, that was when Jesus touched it and prayed over it. And then, next thing you know, there's a crazy amount of fish and bread going everywhere to everybody. Because Jesus did the miracle in His hands. You're going to find your miracle in Jesus, not in the hands of men. And when I say the hands of men, I mean when Jesus did the miracle, He handed the baskets over to the people, and they went and handed it out to people. Our job is to hand out the miracle. Jesus' job is to do the miracle. Oh, man, I keep coming up with this stuff as we go. That's good. Our job is to hand out the miracle. Jesus' job is to do the miracle. Awesome. I hope you got that. I really do. Because that is pretty powerful. Be ready to hand out the miracle. Don't just wait for Jesus to do everything. You got to go hand it out. He's going to do it, but you got to hand it out. All right. And then the last point I want to make is when you give to the Lord, like this little boy, he gave the little fish and the loaves. The Lord gives you more back. When you give to the Lord gives you more back. Sometimes, people worry about tithing or giving or extra giving or giving to a building program or whatever they're thinking about. When you give to the Lord, He knows and He gives back more. He always gives back more than you give unto Him. He multiplies that because that's the kind of God He is. That's who Jesus is. He is a multiplier and He is a blesser. And He wants to give, like that little boy, he ate all he could eat, and I bet it was fish better tasting and bigger than the ones He had provided. But I'm just saying, he got a bunch more than he gave. So that's my encouragement to you. Let's go over the points real quick. Don't be in a hurry. Don't panic as Jesus is with you. Everyone under his authority, we're fully blessed. If you're under Jesus' authority, you get blessed. Don't leave his authority. Jesus gave thanks for what he did have, not what he didn't have. Right? So anyways, those are some main points, and I pray you got something out of this and this Jesus Coffee. Be super blessed. Please subscribe. And please share this message with people, because these Bible studies are easy for people just to click and go and learn and listen. So I love you very much. I did order the mugs. I'm not just a bunch of talk. They're physically ordered and paid for. Going to be here on the 22nd. My Jesus Coffee mugs. You're going to love them. And be ready for those. Have a great day. God is with you, for you, and in you. And I love you very much. And thank you for watching Jesus Coffee today.